Hello everyone, it's time to show what we've got going on so far this year in our 2019 garden, in our vegetable garden. The bugs are already out and we've had a ton of rain. I feel like I got stuff in a good window in between the rain and just after the cold. We still have cucumbers left to put in and our pole beans, but I just want to show you what we've got so far, and it'll be kind of fun to see things as they progress throughout the season. So this first row we have all cherry tomatoes, and most of the varieties are Wild Boar Farms. Lots of colors, and I don't think I even have an actual just red cherry, which is fine by me. So hopefully we've got a sunny weekend and hopefully they start blossoming here and giving us some fruit. And then other than the cherries, we have 6 rows of some paste types and beefsteak types, and even some dwarf tomatoes. Right there you can see them. They're more lush because they were started way earlier than all the other tomatoes. I had hopes of getting tomatoes earlier than anything else and kind of starting them indoors and growing them indoors. But everything's looking really good. We put some little sticks from around the yard to stake up the plants until they are able to reach the bottom row of the cattle panel. And as of right now, I believe we have 57 tomato plants out here, and lots of different colors, shapes, sizes. So the goal of this year's garden is to just have colorful harvests. I'm very excited about having bowls of different colored tomatoes. I'm just not into normal red round tomatoes. I want the purples and the oranges and the stripes. So I've even got some green one ripes, which is totally new to me, and I'm pretty stoked for that one too. Okay, so those were the tomatoes that we're growing. I think right now we've got 56 or 57 plants, and now I will show you the rest of the garden. There's a lot of seeds that haven't come up yet, so it's going to be a little underwhelming, but it's good to see where everything started from. So here we got some poblano peppers, and they seem to be doing okay. This guy right here is not doing so good. He got some severe transplant shock, and I'm not sure if he's going to make it or not. It's a Rawia pepper, which is like an orange bell pepper. I was excited about that. But there's another one right there that's doing way better, so that's positive. Then we have a Dew de España Spanish Giant. And back there we've got 2 Jimmy Nardellos, and that guy's even got peppers on him already. So cool. I am notoriously bad at growing peppers, and I don't really know why, but I've just never done a very good job of it. So next we've got some Ajvarski, which is a red roasting pepper. And back there, a couple lipstick peppers. Let's see, right here, we've got 2 Cubanelle peppers. And they're like more of a lime green color. I don't know if that's their habit or if something's up. Then we've got a yellow monster and 2 Ozark Giants. Then I also planted a hot pepper at the end of each of the tomato rows. Now, I did that for 2 reasons. 1, I needed a place to put them. And 2, I thought it might help keep any sort of pests away from the tomatoes. I don't know if that makes sense, and I don't know if anyone's ever done any studies, or it just made sense in my mind, so that's what I did. So there's hot Portugal, jalapeno, lemon spice jalapeno, Tabasco, and paprika peppers. They're looking good. They're looking really good. And then in this row, I've got some broccoli plants, just 6 broccoli plants, nothing big. as well as some greens. So we've got some kale and some lettuce, some different lettuce mixes, and some chard. Let's see. I started some onion from seed back in like, I don't know, January or February. It's pretty spindly, but I put it out anyway. It's starting to perk up and stand up, and I think it'll be okay. Hopefully we can keep the rabbits away from it this year, because last year they chewed all of my onions down to the ground and I couldn't end up finding them. I also did sprinkled in some lettuce seed, and you can see that has come up. And then also some spinach. You can see the spinach has come up too. There he is. I've planted 3 types of bush beans right here, and none of them have come up yet. So I'm hoping that they did not rot in all of this rain. But I planted Contender green bush beans, some Royal Burgundy bush beans, and some Dragon Tongue bush beans. And then we're going to also put up some arch trellises to do some purple potted pole beans. Say that 5 times fast. And so this last row has some squashes and zucchinis. So this one right here is something called a Gelber Englischer custard squash. And I thought that looked really cool in the Baker Creek seed catalog. So never tried it, but I'm very excited about it. And then we've got a yellow straight neck squash. And all these I started inside and transplanted them. I've never transplanted squash before, and I was a little bit nervous about it, but they all seem to take. So this is going to be another yellow straight neck. And then there were 2 plantings of the Black Beauty zucchini, which is a classic. Can never get enough of those. I can't anyway. I'm sure my kids can. And then the final squash is yellow scallop squash. So I've got 2 of those as well. Now the plan is to put up this weekend, to put up the other 2 tomato trellises with the cattle panels, and then also to put 2 arch trellises on either side of the garden, on the edges in the back here. And one of them will have our pole beans, and the other one will have cucumbers, and we're also going to try cucamelons. So that'll be done this weekend. And then this last row, I planted some flowers. We did a couple different varieties of sunflowers in the back. I thought that would look really pretty, just, you know, tall edging of sunflowers. And then in front of them, assorted colors of zinnias. So we found some purples and some pinks and some candy cane stripe ones. So that'll be awesome. And then I've still got to put in basil. And I think that's it for everything that needs to be planted. We also have some container plants over by the chickens. And I put some more peppers in there because we had more. And I also put strawberries and potatoes. I made a video planting the potatoes in there. And they're like overflowing their pots now. So that's good. And we also did radishes. Now, I don't like radishes, but I was watching Jess from Roots and Refuge Farm, and she recommended that if you think you don't like radishes, to try them roasted. And they take on a sort of roasted potato-like flavor. My chicken is dust bathing in her food bowl. What the heck? What are you doing? There she is. What a weirdo. Anyway, so she had recommended to try them roasted, so I figured they take like 20 days to grow. So I filled an earth box with radishes, right there. And I had been trying them just raw and did not care for them. And I was like, this is a waste of time. We don't like these. Why am I trying to force myself to like something that I just don't like? But I did pick some the other day, and we had enough to try, you know, one little serving of roasted radishes, and they were so good. it was very similar to roasted potatoes. There was no spice to them. They were crispy on the outside, soft and tender on the inside, really delicious. So if there's still space in the big garden after everything that needs to go in there is in, I'll probably plant some more. So, you know, with the entire intention of being to roast them. But you got to see these potatoes. Look at those. Isn't that awesome? I mean, that one right there is obviously the biggest, I think. But they all look good and they're all filled up. And every potato has sprouted. And the chickens are not bothering them. So, hey there, weirdos. Okay, so that's going to do it for the May 3rd garden. That's how everything's coming along. I'm pretty happy and I'm pretty excited. I think I've said I'm excited 18 bajillion times in this video, but I am. I think it's going to be a great garden year this year. We've had plenty of rain, so the ground's good and saturated at the moment. It's going to sink down. It's going to feed the plants throughout the summer. Very happy about that, and I just hope that my bean seeds did not rot in the ground, but I don't think they did. So yeah, so we'll carry on. We'll continue on in a couple weeks or so and see how things are coming along. All right, you guys have an awesome weekend, and get out there and grow something. Bye.